Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents with me, your host Valerie, and sometime co-host Miss Purrington. We might have some new co-hosts because there's a few other kitties roaming around now that we're in our new recording location. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. You can keep up with us there. You probably can't pick it up on the mic, but Ms. Purrington is raising a fuss in the background. You can keep up with us on Twitter and Instagram at Comedy Wham or on our Comedy Wham Facebook page. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, our advice column, Rochelle Takes on Comedy, and we've also got a festivals page and our recently added FPIA 2022 page where you can keep up with all the competition over at Cap City Comedy. And of course, we're best known for our events page for live shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW. If you're a comic in those cities and want your show featured on the calendar, go to the events page and click Submit a Show to complete the short survey. If you like the new survey, send us a quick review and we'll share your review and promo your show on Instagram. Looking for ways to support all these resources we provide? You can donate to Comedy Wham on PayPal, Venmo, or even Patreon. Search for Comedy Wham on Patreon and check out our subscriber perks. Now let's get back to our podcast. Launched in 2016, the Podcast Project brings you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. Today, we're talking to somebody who I first met while in Austin, but then he spent some time in New York City, and he's been back in Austin for, I think, a few years now. And this is very exciting news. He just launched the East Austin Comedy Club with Raza Jaffrey, with shows every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And you have definitely seen him on all the big shows and venues around town. He is getting a lot of press with the opening of the club. So I'm very excited to bring you to him, bring him to you, whatever. I am rusty. I haven't done an interview since Moon Tower. Give me a break. And now Comedy Wham presents our guest, Andre Ricks.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You are our inaugural guest in the new location.
Great location.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited, but I'm trying to figure out where's going to be the best location. Obviously, this yard view here is
Tremendous.
Tremendous. There's nothing that beats that.
No.
I don't think.
That's pretty.
I guess a penthouse view would be.
Yeah.
cooler,
Is there water down there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's just green land, brush, and there's a walking trail actually in the
Nice.
back, but I've never seen anybody on it, so
No.
it's really quiet.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I would spend a lot of time out there.
Yeah. I think that the podcast is now going to be a 5-minute review of the backyard setting
Yeah.
before we actually talk about comedy.
Why not? I mean, it's picturesque. If y'all could see this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can post that this is your setting.
Yeah.
Andre, I'm so happy to have you here. I know that when I was running the Comedy Wham Showcase, I got to have you on a show maybe a couple of times, but I really didn't get to know you. And then you went off to New York, and I think we tried to do an interview, but I caught you right when you were leaving.
I think so.
So I never got to sit down with you, and it's kind of half a dozen or 6 of the other that I'm kind of glad you're back. Because I'm sure going to New York was like all this, hope and dream of making it big in New York. And then for whatever reason, making it back here.
Yeah. Well.
But things are going great for you.
Yeah.
Now that you're back.
No complaints. The timing for New York was just bad. COVID had just hit.
Yeah.
I think I moved March of 2020 when everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it was just bad timing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in a relationship that fell apart, and then it was like I had been in Austin already 15 years. This was home, so I've been here quite a while, and it was just easier to transition back here and get back in the scene. And then the scene took off.
Yeah.
So it was like, really, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing comedy, and then when I got back, everything opened.
Right.
And everybody came, so.
Yeah, because New York just took a very different approach than Texas for, all of it's good and bad reasons, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, no fault on them, but there just wasn't much happening.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Yeah.
you know, both of the reasons I went out there just fell apart.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
well, just come back home.
Yeah.
Come back home. And then, yeah, you see what the scene is now. So much more opportunity came to the scene. And now it's like, you can, I mean, I don't know if you can make a living, but you can pay quite a few bills just doing shows in Austin now.
Yeah.
You can make some good money.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well, that is a preview of all of the things we're going to get into. I actually have an official icebreaker question.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
One word to describe your past.
My past? Fulfilling.
That's very hopeful and positive.
Yeah, no regrets. I've done a lot.
Yeah.
Traveled, you know, in and out of relationships. Started comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My family's good. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
It's been fulfilled.
You said you've lived in Austin for 15 years. Is that where you consider that you grew up?
I would say I grew up in Lubbock, I would say.
Okay.
I moved out here when I was 19, but like all of my kind of sensibilities are like more country and quiet.
Yeah.
And, you know, I never really feel a part of the city. Like the city feels a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I grew up in Lubbock and then I came out here when I was, 19 and ready to party and had a lot of energy. And, Lubbock just doesn't offer a lot if you're young.
Yeah.
So moving out here was just,
Yeah.
An easy transition. But yeah, I've been here longer than I lived in Lubbock for sure. So, and another reason I can't say I grew up here is because the city keeps changing, and it's like I didn't have roots here. But it's like a lot of the places I went to when I first got here, some of them don't even exist, or they've changed so much, and then the people changed a few times. So I've been here quite a while, but I grew up in Lubbock. Yeah, for sure.
What would you say is the role that comedy played, and however you choose to define comedy, as you were growing up?
Growing up?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big role. I've always liked comedies, comedy movies, comedy sitcoms. Tom and Jerry's my favorite cartoon. My dad put me on the Seinfeld when I was young. Before that, he put me onto the Three Stooges. He's a goofy guy. He likes to joke around and have fun. My mom thinks she's funny, and so she laughs a lot at home.
That hits a nerve with me. That's how my son is with me. He's like, you think you're funny, but
yeah. But she's she's fun.
Yeah.
She's a fun gal. So yeah, having fun and laughing, and that's always been a part of my family.
Yeah.
And I kind of just picked it up, and I got voted second funniest guy in my high school.
Huh.
First friendliest. I don't know what that means, but
you're very friendly, very approachable. I wonder, do you think that's a Lubbock sensibility thing?
Yeah, growing up out there, a lot of people. You see the same people, so it's kind of a neighborhood vibe everywhere you go in the city. So if you go to the mall, you'll see 10 people or grew up with. You play sports against the same people from elementary, junior high, high school. Mm-hmm. And then everybody kind of knows everybody, kind of in their business also, if you grow up out there. Just small town living. But they're nice. They're very, trying to keep the peace and trying to, maintain the neighborhoods and things like that. So, being friendly is just something I'm used to.
Yeah. What brought you to Austin from Lubbock?
Just, I had a lot of energy, and Austin was the place. It's like I didn't really think about moving out of the state, but probably the biggest thing was I was going to UTSA at the time. So I had left Lubbock, went to San Antonio, went to UTSA for a year, and the plan was to transfer to UT. Mm-hmm. And they had a program, I think it was called the CAT program, and I tried to get involved with that. And then something happened during the transfer process where I had taken a test. UT didn't give credit for that test, even though they told me to take it. But I had already made plans. I had an apartment. I was already coming to Austin. I had a job set up. I had an apartment. Friends coming out here. We moved together. And so I was like, I'll just go. Anyways, I wasn't really into college. It just wasn't, And then after the letdown, trying to get into UT, I was like, we'll just work.
So you just decided just to drop it all together?
Yeah, I mean, I went to ACC like 5 times. Like,
Like total, not 5 classes, just 5 times?
I mean, like enrolled. I literally enrolled for classes, went to like a few of the classes, and then I was just like,
You're done.
I'm not even motivated to go to college, like community college.
What a bummer.
I mean, it was good for me. College wasn't hard. It just, it was just taking up time.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'll just work. I'll figure it out.
What was swirling around in your brain that you were like, yeah, I don't want to do that?
I mean, you could just tell when you're not motivated to do something.
Yeah.
And I had no plan. So it was like, I just felt like I was wasting time, And every time I would enroll into classes, I would be like, I'm not going to finish this. The first thing I would look up is like, can I get my money back? Not when's the next class. It's like, am I too late to get 70% of this cash back? And that's been my mentality the whole time with the college. It was like, I don't even know why I spent that money.
Yeah.
I was like, I just, work. I had a job. I had transferred with TGI Fridays. I was there for so long. And, it was just like, I was living. I had some money coming in, the little cash.
Yeah.
And I felt like I didn't need college. I felt like what they were trying to, like I said, I had no plan, and I just didn't want to waste the time or the effort.
Yeah.
So
you've got no plan, but you have this job. I'm a multitasker, planner, goal setter to the extreme. It's quite obnoxious.
Yeah.
So tell me what that's like to
it's free.
Not have a plan.
Free. I've been so free my whole life. That's why it's been fulfilling, is because I got to do what I wanted to do. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
My thing was when I worked like 3 days a week, because waiting tables you can make some good money, and back then things were much cheaper.
Yeah.
But worked like 3 days a week. I had 4 days a week off all the time, and then I started traveling. Consistently, I would quit jobs too, and like take 2-3 months off and just live or save up money. I'll buy a ticket, save up money, and then just go.
Where'd you go?
I've been quite a few places. I've been to Sweden. I've been to Turkey, London, all over the States. I moved to Puerto Rico for 5 months, Mexico, Canada. I don't know if I said that. That's it right now. About to go to Cuba in October.
Wow. I'm in awe. That's amazing. That's the dream.
That's I felt like that was more, I felt like life had more to teach me than school. So it was like, I want to travel. I want to see these things. I want to go. And so I just figured out how to, keep my expenses low, save some money, and take off.
Yeah.
Traveling has been, that's big. That's the biggest reason I say the past has been fulfilling, because I got to go whenever I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
On my own dime, nobody put the money up for me. It's been free. It's very free.
Yeah.
When you don't have plans, you're just kind of moving with the vibes. You're moving with the flow of things.
Yeah.
And you just kind of, and then I land in spots where try to keep good energy around me, to keep some of the same people around, so they kind of keep you on track also, and keep you from getting into too much chaos.
Yeah.
So it's free.
Okay, I'm officially jealous now.
It's not. I won't say it's like.
Everything's got a downside.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like when you make plans and you execute, your money grows. You get the house. You get more stable.
Yeah.
It's not really. There's not a lot of stability in it, but there's a lot of just freedom, and time is the biggest thing to me. So it's like I never want to be anywhere or do anything and waste the time. It's like money. We can make money, but I'll never get the time back.
Right.
So when I was young, that's always been in my head. Like, where am I spending my time? Where am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Oh man, you are wise beyond your years.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I've definitely messed up a couple times. Can we cuss on here?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
My mom can't hear it.
Okay.
My son's probably watching YouTube videos or playing video games. Okay. So, yeah, it's free. The cats don't care. There's one of my new co-hosts.
Nice.
There. Little chunky one-eyed cat.
He always had one eye?
He had it surgically removed, actually.
Oh,
It's one of my mom's cats, and it's a very sweet cat. So I wanted to ask you, at what point did doing comedy creep into your non-plans?
So here's the story. So I moved to Puerto Rico, and then I left after 5 months, and I was kind of laying around my mom's place in Denver, and I was watching Mitch Hedberg's special, his Comedy Central special, and I was just up. I wasn't doing much. I was working at a warehouse. I had nothing, still no plans, and this was probably 2013. So I was watching the special, and then I said, I was like, man, he's just telling one-liners. I was like, man, I can write 10 one-liners right now. And that was the first time. I got on stage twice that night. The first one went okay. The guy was like, hey, man, you got something? You should come back. Second time I got kind of pulled off stage. They cut my set short because it was a bar. It was rowdy, and I'm trying to tell these simple one-liners nobody can understand. So I got pulled off stage. But that was the first time I did it. And then I didn't do it again for, 4 years. So I did it twice that night, and then 4 years passed. Life just happened, and then I was driving the city bus, and I was like, look, I saw FPIA was coming around, and I was like, man, let me just give it a shot, see if I like it. Get into the open mic scene, start doing that. So I set my goals on FPIA, trying to get into that and win that. And
what year was that? 17 then?
2017.
Okay.
2017. 2017 is when I started. I think FPI was 2018.
Okay.
So August of 17 is when I made the switch to I'm gonna go after it.
Yeah.
And
did it feel any different from that first time in 2013 to 2017? Because you must have lived a lot of life, if you're traveling and experiencing life.
In 2013, I had no ambition to do it as a career. It was just something to do at the time.
Yeah.
I'll do this one time. Kind of thing. It wasn't like I'm gonna try to make a living from this. I just wanted to see if I could write 10 one-liners and just go do it. In 2017 was I think I can make a living. There's got to be a way to make a living off of this. And so getting on stage, the motivation was different. So that was the biggest change. I couldn't tell you what it felt like. The first time I did it in 2013 and I got off stage, I had I was super nervous. I had like a big knot in my stomach. Like I was doubled over in pain, and just from the rush and the stress, and it all hit me afterwards.
Yeah.
Then when I had the motivation to do it as a career, it was just like, all right, now we're on a path now.
Yeah.
It's not just like a one-time kind of thing. It was like I got a plan. I got a plan to hit all the open mics, hit as many as I can all the time, and just take what comes with it, good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
I was just motivated.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest difference.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. And then probably what helped keep me going was, like I said, I won second funniest person in my high school, and I was like, that's got to be it. That's
It counts for something.
They say I'm funny.
Yeah.
So it's not me saying I'm funny; it's somebody else. So it's like if they think that, maybe some other people will think that.
Right.
And it's been working out.
Yeah.
It's been kind of working out.
So you got to spend 3 years in the Austin comedy scene pre-pandemic. How would you describe the comedy scene before the pandemic?
Small. There's definitely talented people. There was definitely talented people here. Still is, the same people. But it just wasn't, like the upward mobility, like the possibilities weren't there. There was very few avenues to get out, Cap City, FPIA, if you could get to Moon Tower.
Yeah.
But those are kind of intertwined entities because they kind of run each other,
Yeah.
One hand feeds the other in that one. Or,
Did you ever get picked up for Moon Tower?
never. Not once. But now, it was just smaller with less avenues to get out.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people left and went to LA and New York. That's what it was. I mean, still a good scene. You could still get on stage. The open mic scene was way better. There was better quality mics, I feel like, and just a tighter community because there was so few of us.
Yeah.
And now it's like the show scene is huge. The show scene is tremendous now. And I haven't been to a lot of open mics, but the few I've been to, not quite as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the biggest difference. There just wasn't a lot of opportunity to get bigger or platforms to get higher in the craft you know, before you had to go.
One thing, if you'll indulge me, one of the things that I have lamented about the scene, especially before the pandemic, is you could count maybe on one hand the number of big name comics of color. Chris Cubis comes to mind.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's appreciably more diverse now, but is that something that you ever thought about before the pandemic, and you know, the type of people that were or were not around you as you were doing mics and shows?
Did I ever think about the diversity of it?
Yeah.
No, I mean it seemed to be what it was. It's just like, this is the city. This is just the scene. It's just you know, not super diverse for sure.
Yeah.
But I never thought about it's just a problem or not. It's just you know, I was just more focused on trying to get on stage and, you know, do my thing and make sure I got booked.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not something I dwell on or try to change, really. Because I think ultimately the city kind of dictates who moves here and who comes here and, you know, who likes this atmosphere, who likes this lifestyle. And it just seems to attract the same people. So it's like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I never think about it too much.
Yeah.
You know, if I want more diversity, I just go to Houston, San Antonio. You know, we go do different types of rooms and stuff like that. But Austin's been this way since I've been here.
That's true, and you've been here for 15.
Yeah, 16. 2006 I moved out here, so we're coming up on 17 years almost.
Yeah.
But it's just always been what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so.
When you made the move to New York, what was your comedy aspiration?
Same thing, was the work and just get booked. You know, just keep making strides. I did it in Austin where it's like you start from the bottom, people start to recognize it. Just do the same thing, and just. But now the ceiling is much higher now.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. You know, being in New York, it's like, this is it. You get to the top of this, you at the top.
Yeah.
You know. So
and
that was the aspiration.
You said March 20s when you moved?
March 2020.
So the ceiling just collapsed on you as soon as you walked into
Turned into the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I mean, it was. We still did a lot of Zoom stuff. We still got to network a little bit. Zoom was great for networking around the world.
Yeah.
And we met a lot of comedians from out there. Kind of just living out there for about, I guess, 4 or 5 months, 6 months that I was out there. You know, just getting to walk around the city and get a feel for it and get an idea of what makes New York, New York. I still got to pick up a few things, but I didn't get to get on stage a lot. So,
Yeah.
You know, it was unfortunate. But like I said, it's like everything shut down. And then by the time I came back, I had already built somewhat of a name before the pandemic. And then a lot of the new people saw me, and they kind of liked what I was doing also. So I got best of both worlds. As soon as I got back, I was getting booked on everything. And it's like, oh, yeah, old people knew me. New people started to like me. And it was like, it just kind of hit a wave, and it was like, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful for me.
Since you're kind of a live life as it comes at you, do you ever think about, you know, if the pandemic had not happened, I could have achieved this or that?
No, I don't, because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I don't got time to go back and like strategize what I would have done.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine I would have done it.
Yeah.
You know, I would have stuck with it. I would have started getting booked.
Yeah.
You know, getting better at that's what's good about right now is there's a better caliber of comedian here now, like talent wise, and that's what New York really has to offer, is like being around a lot of extremely funny and talented people. It's like that now you get to see and watch and learn more than just being around the same people all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, because it's like once you rise to the top of a small pond, it's like now you need somebody else to look up to. And, so that's what New York had to offer. So that, I mean, I kind of miss that. But here now there are people that we can watch and be like, oh, that's where I need to be 4 or 5 years, or that's what I need to add to my act or, you know what I mean? So I don't dwell on it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
For people that don't know you or haven't seen you do comedy, how would you describe your comedy?
I just talk about white people all the time. And
That's all you see around Austin. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. No, it's just observational, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same. It's just, you know, things that I wish was different,
Yeah.
or, you know, the way I would do it if I could do it different.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's real personal life.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not too. It's more personal. It's not like jokey joke where it's like I'm just putting spiders and Pop-Tarts in the joke and making it funny. It's like it has to mean something to me, and then I can talk about it, and it has to come from a genuine feeling.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I speak on stage.
Yeah. You draw on your travels?
Travel,
Ever?
yeah, everything in life that strikes me, and it's like I'm feeling a way about it. You know, start to write about it and start talking about it and see if we can get something funny out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all personal. It's all the genesis of it is my experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you ever experiment with other, you know, making up stories or, you know, doing something different?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, but for me, it has to feel good.
Yeah.
And if just being up there and lying all the time, I mean, we're already deceiving. You know, it's kind of the game. But just kind of like blankly making things up, it doesn't feel good to me all the time.
Yeah.
And so I can't, like, I'm not going to want to recreate that over, you know, if we do 10 shows a week.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to want to recreate. I can recreate something that I feel with more gumption and more, you know, and then people will feel that. But if I won't be into it if I had to make it up from just no emotion whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I did try to go down that for a second, but when I started, it was like, I just want to tell kind of my truth and the truth, and just stick with that because it feels like that will go a lot further.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So that was kind of my game plan.
Yeah.
You know, I never wanted to just blatantly lie on
Yeah.
stage. You know, even though we kind of bend the truth
Yeah.
a little bit, but like I said, the genesis of it
You
is
have
a
to feel
feeling.
it, yeah.
Yeah, the genesis of it is the emotion that I had around the moment, and then that makes I think that makes a better joke and better experience for the audience.
Yeah. Unless they're like outlandish. Like I just keep going to a Casey Rocket type of person who's like, that's not, I mean, that can't be in his brain for real, right? I mean, but it might be. Like I'm hoping I get to sit down with him at some point soon just to pick apart that brain.
They'd be interested in sitting down and talking to him. Because on stage, he's just out there. He's going. He's just throwing everything at the wall.
Yeah.
And, which is fun too. You know? There's a style for everybody. It's, you know, it's just, for me personally, I can't just go up there and do that because then I'll be like, who am I?
That has to be really innate to you to be able to
It has to come from inside to get it out.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take, before we talk about your return to Austin and all of the changes that you've seen and that, you know, the big news of the club lately, I want to try this little experiment.
Okay.
It's based on a card game called Where Should We Begin? And you've got two cards in front of you, and you can pick one of them, and it's an open-ended question, and we're just going to see where you take it.
Okay. We doing this now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this says, do you want to read it or am I reading it?
You can read it.
Okay. It says, when I was young, I would spend hours daydreaming about.
Ooh.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time on the basketball court by myself, just shooting hoops. So I'd probably just imagine, you know, just hitting a lot of buckets.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talk about hours, I probably spent. It probably comes out to years on just shooting hoops by myself and just kind of daydreaming about getting good at that.
Yeah. Did you have dreams? Were you on a sports team, on the basketball team or other sports?
I played sports all through high school. Pretty much every sport I played.
Every sport? Football, track?
I did football, ran football, did track.
Soccer.
basketball.
Let's see what else.
I did soccer when I was little. I did baseball when I was young.
Oh my gosh, you really did do all of them.
And we had a in our school we had competitive athletics, and so you would switch sports every season. So we would start with football, then basketball running, then track. So in junior high I did that for 3 years, and then I got to high school and just played basketball. But I never had dreams of like professional sports, playing professionally. I just like shooting hoops and.
Is it like therapeutic for you? I mean, like, imagine. I mean, to me, it seems like so repetitive to just go.
every time it goes in, it's like it's just a hit of dopamine, and you're like, and then it became how many can I get in a row, and then it becomes on what part of the court can I hit it from? Can I hit from every part of the court?
So you turned it into your own game.
Yeah, I'm just I'm mastering kind of myself and this thing, and it's just. The brain just starts to, I enjoyed it. I enjoy it still. I still do it, yeah.
Yeah, isn't there like a comics basketball meetup? I don't know what you call it.
Yeah,
See how clueless I am.
There's a couple groups, a couple of Facebook groups. But I enjoy the solo, just being by myself.
Yeah.
And, the competition of it wasn't kind of my thing. It was like,
I could see that in you. That's not what motivates you at all.
No. It's just I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
Comedy's kind of the same. Where it's like there's no competition. It's just who can deliver this who can do this craft the best, and it's all on you.
Yeah.
It's all on you to produce. And
you would not love doing improv.
No. I tried improv one time. It's just depending on people and. It's like, I don't,
Yeah.
If this scene falls apart because of you, it's like, I'm going to be pissed. I didn't do this.
Yeah.
Why am I part of this failure right now? I didn't make this happen. I can live with me failing me. But if you fail me, it's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
No. I don't hate it, but I could. I never like group projects for the same reason. It's like, why am I putting in more work? You do work.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to put the work in. It's like, and then,
Yeah, as a parent, that is the thing that I hate the most hearing. When my son has been assigned group projects and he tells me, well, so-and-so is not doing any of the work.
Yeah.
And so,
it's like, I'm going to have to talk to so-and-so.
Yeah.
We have to sit down. Hey, don't put your name on this paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Also kind of not an only child, but I kind of grew up like an only child.
I was going to ask exactly that. So you feel like you grew up as an only child?
Yeah, my sister parents divorced. Me and my mom and my sister lived together for a while. She got kicked out of the house, and then I was by myself, and then I went to live with my dad, and I was by myself, and so pretty much.
Yeah.
Most of my life, and then found a group of friends. Mm-hmm. We've been friends since.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of only child stuff. And like I said, on the basketball court.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That resonates so much with me. I had a half brother, my mom's previous marriage, but he got kicked out of the house. So I grew up as an only child. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I get it. I get that, wanting to just be the best at what you do.
Yeah. And it's all on me.
Yeah.
I started shooting when I was young, maybe like 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. Mom would be working, sister, teenager, she was doing her thing. Nobody wanted to play, so I just go to the court.
Yeah.
And just start shooting.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
So, without getting gossipy.
Okay. Or let's.
I mean, if you want to, I leave that to you, because you did leave in a relationship.
Yeah.
But you came back solo.
Yeah.
And that relationship fell apart for whatever reason. I mean, it wasn't, from whatever I saw on social media, it wasn't public. So, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. I mean, he's back now, so maybe it didn't. And I know she was still up there.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know you, I'll just say, you left with a fellow comic.
Right. And
came back. And I personally, she was on my podcast as well. I was a personal fan of hers, so I was sad, but I didn't know the story, obviously, of the breakup. But so whatever you want to share, you can, or we just move past and just talk about your return to Austin.
About the relationship?
Yeah, and because every once in a while I'll talk to somebody who's, in a relationship, because, comics are drifters and whatever, and it's always interesting to hear, well, it helps to have somebody that's supporting me and understands me, or that I could escape to, or whatever.
Yeah. It's just in different places, I think. Maybe the ideals were too different of what the relationship should be and how it should feel. I won't get too much into it. It's just, I think, nothing bad to say about her. I think we're just different, different people, different, the things that bring me peace may not bring her peace, kind of thing. And so it's like, it's hard to be in the same realm with that person all the time.
Yeah. And having sat across the table with her, like the personality types, like very type A, very, I got to hit. I mean, she rattled off to me she kept tabs of every open mic she had done. And I'm like, you're probably like, I don't know how many I
have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely more goal-oriented. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit this mark. And I'm more of like, does it feel right?
Yeah.
If it feels right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
If it don't feel right, I'm not going to do the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of, that'll clash, especially if you're trying to move together.
Yeah.
Because if it don't feel right, I'm not going. And if it ain't part of her agenda, she ain't going.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah. So the pitfalls, trials and tribulations of dating somebody who's also in the same industry, but then the incredible stressor of moving to a new city together.
Yeah.
And then the world collapses on you. And I don't know how long you had been together, but if it's a newer relationship, you may not have been equipped to deal with so many stressors.
Yeah, I think we moved fast and then got locked down together.
Yeah.
And didn't really have the prior time to like hash out things that would make living together easy.
Yeah.
It definitely applied a lot of pressure to the situation.
Yeah.
And it cracked.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
But, wish her the best.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We don't really speak, but it's okay.
I mean, that's exes, right? I mean, you kind of drift apart, and that's what an ex is.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's doing good.
Yeah. So you made the decision to come back home.
I traveled for a bit. I moved into a van. And you know how at the end of a relationship, you're just trying to clear your head?
Yeah.
The world was shut down. Nothing was happening. So I outfitted a van and I just drove. I went to L.A. I was thinking about moving to L.A. for a second. Ended up going up and down the coast, like in the L.A. area, and just seeing all the beaches, Redondo Beach, Malibu and stuff like that. Spent like 2 weeks in Vegas, just kind of living in the van, hanging out. Everything's shut down.
Yeah.
Casinos were still open.
Yeah,
and then it was like Austin was the city changed. The opportunities became plentiful, and it was open.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I've been here. I've tried to leave a couple times, and I keep coming back. And it's just I know it's familiar, and it's so easy to live here. It's like maybe not financially, but just like the mental stress of having to be something or be somebody. There's no pressure to be anything.
Yeah.
You can just kind of relax and live your life and do your thing. And I've been doing that here for so long, and it was like, just come back home. I already know these streets.
Yeah.
I got people here, friends, things like that. So it felt right.
Did you take a break from comedy while you were doing your traveling, or were you performing comedy in the different places?
Yeah. I did a couple things in L.A. that were open, and then Vegas. I did, I think maybe 1 or 2 things. Still tried to see some shows and stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. I think I probably did a few Zoom shows. But yeah, I was still active. Just mentally I was in a bad place.
Yeah.
So
that was your focus.
The focus was trying to just relax and, recount.
Yeah.
And, what happened, where did it go wrong, whatever. Mm-hmm. What's next. And so that was the biggest thing. But yeah, I still did a couple shows.
Yeah.
I think I had some obligations, and I was like, I'll keep those and keep doing it.
Yeah. So exactly when did you get back to Austin?
I got back here January of 2021, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the heyday of everything being reopened.
Right.
Vulcan was already running its big shows.
Yeah, I had caught wind of Rogan coming, and I think maybe I was talking to my family or something like that, and they were like, "That's if that's where the opportunity is, you should go out there." Mm-hmm. I think I had to stay with my mom for like a week or so while I was doing the traveling and just talking to her about it, and I was like, "I think I'm gonna go back to Austin."
Yeah.
Because it seems like the word on the street is it's happening.
Yeah.
So it's like go back there, try to be a part of it, and I had the fortunate, just the fortune of already being here and people knew me, and then, like I said, the new people got to know me. And I got to ride a beautiful wave for a long time, and then turned it into the club. Yeah, yeah.
What is your hot take on this whole, the before times and the after times? And
it's much better now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mentioned before that you thought that the show part of Austin is so much better now, and the mics might be a little all over the place. Whereas that might have been different before.
Shows are, I think, pretty much, a lot of them are selling out and packing out rooms and packing out venues. And people are coming out all the time, consistently. And I'm talking good crowds, 40, 50, 100, 300, just coming out just to see comedy. And it's all over the city. Almost every corner of the city, there's, something. There's a show that's just going crazy, and people love it. Yeah. And so it's there's more people throwing shows. They're better attended, and the show scene is great.
Are crowds good crowds? Are they like respectful of
Austin's,
comics and?
Austin's not an aggressive city. It's a very pretty.
But it's a little more bro-y now, I think.
A little bro-y.
My opinion.
A little more bro-y. Little. I don't know if posh is the word, but there's more money here, so that whatever comes with that. But it's not like a, there might be like a little more entitlement, so maybe a few people take liberties during the show to talk and speak up, but it's not aggressive like a Chicago or, or New York might be, or, it's it's fine. They're good. They're polite.
You mentioned earlier about before, like it was hard to see mentors, to kind of up your game. Yeah. Now, who are some of the people that are in the scene that help you push yourself?
Now you just watch you can see people actually rising to new heights, like Derek Poston, Dylan Sullivan, who else? Hans took off. Yeah. That was, that's wild. Something else. Casey Shronima just got Just for Laughs. There's quite a few to name. But there's people above my talent, Adam Lucky, that I can see like, okay, this is the next level of doing this well. Yeah. There's a few. There's so many people that go through the Vulcan, through the Creek shows that come. There's more headliners coming through and talent coming through, and so just being able to watch them. Yeah. It's tremendous. Yeah. It's tremendous. Yeah, and we bring people more talented than us to the club also, so you get to watch them from the sideline. Yeah. And it's there's too many. There's so many to name. Yeah. But it's great because it's attracting more talent also. Yeah. So we got people here, and then we're attracting, and then like Christina P. and Tom Segura, they'll pop in somewhere, or Rogan's always doing something. So it's like watching the top of it. Yeah. And the top of the game is here. Yeah. Like the top of the comedy world is coming through here. Yeah. And so just getting to see that all the time is It's great.
Yeah. I mean, Theo Vaughn just dropped in this week.
Theo.
Nobody knew that he was, I mean, maybe. I don't listen to his podcasts or follow him closely, but, I mean, I think that was a surprise to everyone.
Theo, Roseanne did a set on Vulcan. It's like, you know, when I first got back, Ron White was on stage at the Vulcan.
Yeah.
And then saw him at the Creek, you know, just sitting back there at the Creek. It's like that's what's attracted here.
Yeah, yeah.
The top of the game is moving around here. And
Yeah.
Chappelle and Rogan were doing their thing early 2021.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
that's the kind of stuff that would only happen in LA or would only happen in New York,
Before.
and now it's happening regularly here.
right around the corner. All the time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we get to capture them and bring them to our shows, and then it's like, this is great.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's way better now.
When did the idea of doing your own club start
Uh,
percolating?
I've always done my own thing. I've always tried to do my own thing and like not rely on something for stage time or somebody.
Yeah.
And so me and Martin Henn, we've been throwing shows for like 2-3 years, and then
I know, and you never list them on my events page. I knew I had to get my jab in. I knew I had to do it. I wanted to be really nice for as long as possible. But
I feel like I got the mic on there. We did the mic. I got the mic on there. It's like, I'll tell you what happened. The shows started doing well, and it was like, there's not really much else we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, our shows, we pack out our shows, you know, and they're well attended, and it's like, you know, that's another, it's like I got to fill out the form. And it's like,
oh, come on. It's like 2 minutes.
I gotta fill it out. It's like, I already got a full room.
But you want a fan to discover your thing on the events page?
Sure. I mean, yeah, that'd be nice.
You didn't know you were going to get harassed, right? I knew you and Martin were doing 1 million shows.
Yeah, we throw 3 a week now.
That's crazy.
Just between me and him, we got the Highball, we got Last Stand, and we got Suds Monkey, and then the club we throw 6 shows a week. So
you're busy.
yeah, yeah. The dream turned into work.
Yeah,
for sure. It's just I've been stressing about it to people. Like, I don't know how long I want to keep doing all this. You know, the frequency of it. But I mean, I can't complain.
Yeah.
It's just managing the stress is the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, busy. Tuesday through Saturday for sure, and that's not even including other shows I get booked on.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you and Martin are doing shows, but then the club. Well, where does that?
Like I said, just doing my own thing and kind of just trying to find a way, because I don't work. I haven't worked since March of 2020.
Wow.
Unemployment was hitting pretty hard. And then I was just like, man, I just want to keep parlaying this into comedy. And so me and Martin came first, and then when Rosa got here, I think it was January, February 2021, we had met. And you remember Santa Cruz was throwing shows? Mm-hmm. Immediately, me and him just started talking about turning Santa Cruz into an entity. Mm-hmm. And we saw the vision, and we even like chipped in on a digital sign to like say comedy nights. You know, we put that up on Santa Cruz.
Huh.
That was us. And so we already had he's always into throwing his shows, and I was into like, yeah, let's make something happen.
Yeah.
And so we had started immediately thinking about a place, and then this place just kind of fell into our lap. You know? It just felt right. And so we threw a show, and we sold 61 out of 90 tickets for the first show.
Wow.
And yeah, we were like, we did it on a Friday, and we were like, all right, we'll do it every Friday for the rest of the year. And then we were like, why don't we just take every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the rest of the lease? And we were like, yeah. Our chances of losing were so low, but the chances of winning were like,
yeah.
If it takes off, it takes off big.
Yeah.
If we lose small. So it's like, those are good odds.
Right.
And so it just all made sense to go into the endeavor. Mm-hmm. But the genesis of thinking about a club, it wasn't that. It was just thinking about our own space, our own show. Another show, honestly, it was just, and then it turned into, we got a business.
Yeah.
I mean, we got business accounts now. Yeah, we turned it into an LLC and everything.
Wow, fancy.
So, yeah, the club wasn't the idea. The show was the idea, and then it turned into the club.
Yeah.
And then we were like, and now this could turn into like, we might be here for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? It depends on what happens with the property, but, we might find another space and just reopen it somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll see. We've been talking about it, but we're still in the beginning of this, and it's, just making sure this goes good.
Yeah.
But it's going good.
I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's two shows a night?
2 shows a night. And we're starting I think we sold out 5 out of 6 this last week.
Yeah. And you've gotten great press.
Mm-hmm.
Statesman, the Chronicle wrote you up, so.
There's a couple of TV spots.
Yeah.
Some good reviews, and people seem to like it, from the performers to the audience. Everybody seems to be on board, and so the vibe is good. The energy is good, and it feels right.
Yeah. Who are some big names that you've gotten to drop in?
We got Poston. That's Andrew Schultz's opener. We got Asan Ahmad. He both of them are Comedy Store guys. Dylan's come through. We had this guy Tyler Fisher. He's got a big Instagram and TikTok following. He came out and sold out a couple shows. We're still working on like the big name.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're getting loads of talent coming through there. Usama Siddiqui was on HBO and on the new Sex and the City, and he was on America's Got Talent. I think he got second. He's come through. People like it.
Yeah.
They're talking about it.
I mean, proximity-wise, it's perfect, because if somebody's doing a bigger set at one of the bigger clubs, they can pop into yours, kind of work some kinks out, workshop something, and an audience is still going to think it's like, oh my God, big name.
Huge. And it's a small, intimate room, so you're right up on whoever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I got to see such and such
for
$20. Open bar.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a good vibe.
Open bar? Seriously?
It's an open wine bar. We give out red and white wine.
Oh,
So
okay.
If you want to drink, you can come drink. It's also BYOB. You can bring whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Nobody gets too rowdy from the...
We had a couple drunks, but it's Austin's a polite city.
Yeah.
Austin's a very polite city. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been good. We're still working on like I mean, I would love if somebody if Mark Norman just stopped by and did 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Or it's an appealing room for that, and I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We've been putting out feelers and trying to see, maybe if we paid them to come headline the thing for a weekend, how much that might cost. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We're trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them. I would love Rogan to stop by and just do 15. If he likes the room, do an hour.
Yeah.
Now we're established.
Right.
But as far as just a comedy hang and a comedy destination, I mean, people like it.
Yeah.
And I think they're talking about it.
Yeah. Now, you have kept this very calm and level tone of voice. I mean, are you excited about what you're accomplishing with this club?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a... my meter doesn't move too far the other. Because it's all kind of like, it's like you get too big, your head gets too big, and you miss the obvious crack in the road that you fall through. And so, also there's a lot to do. Yeah. And so it keeps, I have to keep working, but I am excited. And I see that it's a thing that we've created. Yeah. And, even with our other shows that are like selling out and people enjoy it, they keep coming back. It's exciting. It's fun. But like I said, the dream turned into work, and I hate work. But this is work I'm willing to do. Yeah. And so it's kind of...
Yeah. Well, you get just big enough so that you could start delegating to other people, so you can... Yeah. But then you're still delegating to other people, and you got to oversee that. It's all work.
Yeah, the problem is what I've noticed is the things I get into, it's like the quality suffers a lot if I have to get somebody else to do it. And the quality is part of the charm of everything.
Yeah, that's the only child control freak part of us, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like, if the quality falls, it's like, then I don't even want to put my name on it. Yeah. So, it's kind of like I want to be hands-on. Yeah. I didn't really get into this to make a lot of money. that's not really, I just wanted to do comedy.
Yeah.
But, if I'm going to hand it off to somebody, it's like I might take my name off of it and just separate completely.
Yeah.
Just because, it's not me anymore.
Yeah. We're going to start wrapping up. One big question that I want to ask before I ask you my closing question is, given that a lot of your energy is now built into the club and then the other shows that you're still producing, how do you balance I still want to be the best comic that I can be versus I'm overseeing this club?
Yeah, it's for sure my production on the comedy side has suffered, just because I'm always in production mode and like thinking about that. Then I got a girlfriend, and that's time. Then you got to take time for yourself to just rest, and that's what I'm doing right now is just focusing on this, because now I can see like financially this could turn into something that I can take a good chunk from, and then this is just a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And so just maximizing this and just taking that. So I'm looking at it from business right now. I'm in a business kind of mode.
Yeah.
And what I'm hoping happens is once this business mode plays out and I no longer feel good about it, I'll get back to the creating on stage, the creating mode. But it's definitely suffered, and
Yeah. I mean, there's no expiration on having a comedy career, so
right.
It'll come back. It might be waves, up, down.
I feel like this club could be like a once in a lifetime thing, and
Yeah.
even if it only lasts for the 16 months that we got the lease, it's it's worth focusing on, and it's worth trying to get something out of it. I'm still on stage. If I'm not creative with the pen, it's like I'm still on stage Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
Multiple times a day. So I'm still working a muscle of doing comedy and being up in front of people, and that's not going anywhere. It's just the penmanship is suffering because I'm not sitting down writing like I used to and thinking about it all the time. It's like my brain is focused on keeping these things alive and keeping the quality up. So yeah, I think eventually I'll get back to writing more and putting more on stage. But for now, I'm just happy to be on stage still and able to do these things. And it's I think it's still working together. It's still working for the ultimate goal, which is do comedy for a living.
Yeah.
And maybe another door open, and we'll walk through that door too.
I mean, it's a great experience to have this kind of club experience under your belt.
To see the business side of it is invaluable also. So it's like, if you're going to be in show business, it's like you should learn the business.
Yeah.
And so I can look at it like that too. It's like I'm taking this year and a half to learn the business and make sure I know what's going on the back end.
Yeah. Take that, UT and ACC, whose classes I didn't want to go to.
Yeah. I got my own master's program over here.
Exactly.
For sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to do your final plugs in a moment, but I do have one closing question for you.
All right, let's do it.
One word to describe your future.
To describe the future? Uncertain.
That's quite a flip. Go from fulfilling to uncertain. Usually it's like,
Well, I mean, I already know what happened in the past. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
True. That is true. That is a factual answer.
Yeah. So, take it as it comes, day by day.
Yeah. This has been an amazing conversation. You're very Zen-like to be around.
I've heard that.
It's really, really. I definitely feel like I just had like the best conversation. So.
I'll take that.
Okay, well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham presents Andre Ricks. Andre, tell us where people can find you and promote.
Every Tuesday at the Highball on South Lamar, in the Alamo Drafthouse. Wednesday at Last Stand Brewery. Thursday in Dripping Springs, Suds Monkey Brewery. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 2 shows a night at East Austin Comedy Club, 1303 East 4th Street. And then whatever else I get fortunate enough to get booked on. You can catch me there.
Yeah.
DreRicks87 on Instagram. It's pretty much the only thing I use. That's about it. Venmo at Andre-Ricks-1 if you want to just donate cash.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm all around. I'm out here.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of shows that you're at. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we hope. Sorry, I'm reading my scribble notes. Okay. All right. We hope you enjoyed learning about how Andre got to be the comedic genius that you heard today, just as much as I have. This has been Comedy Wham Presents. This has been Comedy Wham Presents Andre Ricks. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Andre.
No problem. Thank you.